This is a Sports Catastrophe production. Hey there, Heather Ho there, it's Jeff Cutter Diamond. Welcome you to another Sports Catastrophe birthday boy. And the birthday boy for today, August the 17th, is a former #1 tennis player from America. You don't see those much in the past 15, 20 years, especially with the fact that the big four of Federer, Nadal, Djokovic, and Murray took over in a sense. He is actually an analyst for the Tennis Channel and won 4 singles titles, 2 French Opens and 2 Australian Opens, and became the youngest man to reach the singles finals of all 4 by the age of 22 years, 11 months. He's won 2 Davis Cup titles for team tennis, for national team tennis, if you will. He's now 54 years old. His name is Jim Courier. Jim Courier was raised in Dade City, Florida, and went to the prestigious Nick Bollettieri Tennis Academy and won a Tennis Academy award at 17 years old. He would turn pro at 18 and made his Grand Slam breakthrough at the 1991 French Open when he shocked Stefan Edberg and Michael Stich to reach the Grand Slam final. He would defeat Andre Agassi, who was at the same tennis academy as him, in 5 sets to win his first slam. Then he went to the quarters of Wimbledon, losing to Stich. And at the US Open, he actually shocked Pete Sampras and Jimmy Connors to make the final against Stefan Edberg. Of course, Courier, when he beat Connors in the semifinals of the 91 US Open, that was when Connors went on that unbelievable winning streak at his age. Courier would win the Australian Open, defeating Edberg, and jumped into the nearby Yarra River. He successfully defended the French Open title in 92 by taking down Thomas Muster, Goran Ivanisevic, Andre Agassi, and Peter Korda. He would deliver his victory speech in French, wowing the crowd. In February 92, he became the 10th player to be world #1 since the ranking started in 1973, and the first since Johnny McEnroe. And he finished in 92 as the #1 ranked player and helped the U.S. win a much-deserved Davis Cup in 92. He went to the Olympics in Barcelona playing tennis, but lost to eventual gold medalist and shocker Marc Rosset from Switzerland. Courier won the Australian Open, defeating Edberg. And all that. He reached his 3rd consecutive French Open final in 93, and it was thought he was going to be a 3-time French Open champion, but lost to Sergei Bruguera in 5 sets. He even went to the Wimbledon final in 93, defeating Edberg in the semifinals, but losing to the great Pete Sampras in 4 sets. But by reaching the Wimbledon final, he reached the finals in all 4 Grand Slams at the age of 22, which is still the youngest ever. Nadal doesn't have that mark, Djokovic doesn't have that mark, Murray doesn't have that mark, and Federer doesn't even have that mark. Courier became the first player since Rocket Rod Laver to reach the Aussie, French, and Wimbledon finals in the same year, a feat that was not matched till 2006 when Federer did it. Courier helped the U.S. win the Davis Cup in 95, winning 23 singles titles and 6 doubles titles, too. He had 58 weeks as #1 in the world in 92 and 93. Was inducted to the Tennis Hall of Fame in 2005. Since his retirement, he's been a tennis analyst for the Tennis Channel, the USA Network, NBC, TNT, ITV, Sky Sports, and the 7 and 9 networks, both of them in Australia. Since 2005, he headed the commentary for the domestic host broadcaster of the Australian Open, which is Channel 9 since 2019. So amazing how he would head the commentary, and he was not Australian. He would call many center court men's singles matches for the 9 network and conducts the post-match encore interviews with the winning player. He also was part of Channel 7 in Australia when they had Wimbledon between 2013 and 19, Anyway, he supports a few programs about tennis and all that. He married Susanna Lingman in 2010, named captain of the U.S. Davis Cup team for 8 years as the non-playing captain. But unfortunately, the U.S. only went to 2 semifinals during his captaincy. So yeah, so he did all the Australian Open coverage and all that. So 4 Grand Slam singles, 91 French Open, 92 Australian Open, 92 French, and 93 Australian. Lost the final in 91, 93, 91 US Open, 93 French Open, 93 Wimbledon. So practically he was perfect in Australian Open finals. He was 2-0. So he had many partners in doubles too. So he's got 3 records. Well, the youngest to reach all 4 Grand Slam singles, 22 years, 10 months, still to this day the record. Simultaneous holders of consecutive Australian and French Open titles. No one else has done that. And in 92, he was the winner of the Aussie and French Open in the same calendar year, the first 2 majors, practically. Strange that only Rod Laver, Mats Wilander, Novak Djokovic, and Rafael Nadal have done it as well as Courier. Not even Sampras, not even Murray or Federer have done that. So 23 singles titles. I don't know if he did it in Canada or not. I don't think he got to Canada. No, Courier never went to the finals in Canada. Crap. He went to the finals in 93 in doubles in Montreal, with Mark Knowles winning the title. But nevertheless, he's done pretty well for himself. And one of the best men's tennis players ever. He would carry the America mantle until Pete Sampras still ran with it. So, yeah, Jim Courier was just that good. And he could carry his tennis racket. Pun intended. Anyway, I'm Jeff. I'm going to do